Thanks to their outstanding insight and strategic planning skills, many success stories in the investing world have emerged. One of them is Warren Buffett, who previously made the remark that his actions are not influenced by the state of the economy, but rather his investment strategy. Over the course of his long career, Warren Buffett has made a number of wise bets. Indeed, some claim that he has had unmatched success in this field. Buffett regrets a lot of his blunders, though even for him, investing is not for the timid or the daydreamers, so bear that in mind. It calls for bravery and a readiness to take chances. Warren Buffett has established himself as possibly the most successful investor of all time by demonstrating that, with careful planning, consideration, and preparation, it is possible to outperform the market. It's crucial to understand how not to invest if you want to be a successful investor. You will gain a better understanding of what to consider before making any financial decisions thanks to this. There has never been a better moment to recognize the red flags and errors that the majority of investors commit. When buying equities, many investors make mistakes. Having said that, these errors are easily avoidable. Keep an eye on things if you want to alter your plan of action to prepare for the uncertainties of 2023. The most frequent mistake made by investors is the idea that they should try to time their purchases according to the estimates for how the economy will perform over the next year or two. This is because the market is inherently unpredictable. It seems like everyone is constantly saying, "Oh, it's a moment of uncertainty." The best investors in history have all adhered to a same formula for managing risk in investments. Avoid attempting to time the market. A stock should not be bought or sold as soon as it reaches a certain price, or based on expectations that the trend will change over the course of the next year or two, say Warren Buffett, Benjamin Graham, and John Bogle. People weren't conscious that things were unclear on September 10, 2001, but they were unsure. There is a great deal of uncertainty every day. However, because it is an inherent risk of any involvement in the financial markets, you should see uncertainty as a possible ally. We try to price everything reasonably, since people pay us for items when they are afraid. We don't try to keep time for anything. If you buy a piece of property nearby, and the year after it turns out to be terrible with pests moving in and almost no rain, are you going to sell it for half the price that it was selling for a year earlier, knowing that over the following decades there will be 90 years that are pretty good and a few that are bad? Timing events in this way would be a waste of time and effort, especially in light of the fact that no one can foretell what will occur the following day. The only issue is that occasionally, particularly when those close to them are frightened about it, they also start to feel substantially more anxious about it. People frequently experience fear as a group when it occurs. The economy has a number of issues that needed to be fixed during the last 18 months, and this has helped the consumer confidence to gradually but steadily return. But before we continue with this video's next section, I simply wanted to get your opinions on the faults Warren Buffett recognized as investors should avoid during his career. Before seeing this video, were you aware of these errors? If the response is yes, please share your opinions in the box below so that we may continue the conversation. Let's watch the video after this has been spoken. Many of the potentially dangerous investments are far better off now. Sales of residential real estate are anticipated to total 4.5 million units this year. There are about 80 million homes in the United States, of which 25 million don't have mortgages. The 4.5 million homes that are sold annually have proper down payments made by buyers. This demonstrates the health of the housing market. They frequently purchase items at prices that are far lower. They are doing a better job of making enough money to pay for it. The debt created by the liar's loans has been paid off in large part. As a result, those 4.5 million homes are gradually passing into the care of increasingly responsible people every day. These are the people who can manage the payments at the end of the year more skillfully than they could have at the beginning. The system is thereby purifying itself, but it takes much longer than a day, a week, a month, or even a whole year for this to happen. People mistakenly believe that all it takes to succeed in the stock market is to invest in a variety of American businesses, after which they can take whatever other activity they like, such as reading the news or listening to the news. They come to the conclusion that since you have the ability to trade, you should do so. Successful business owners wouldn't need to spend time every day debating whether or not to sell their enterprise. You truly own a piece of a firm when you purchase stocks, and such businesses might be very prosperous. You can choose from among the world's most prosperous businesses. To base a purchase or sale on the most current news is insane. You work in a highly lucrative industry. You should perform okay over the next 5 to 10 years because you have other people managing it on your behalf. Start several lucrative enterprises of your own and stay with them. The majority of investors frequently invest in cigar butts of companies and use the cigar butt approach when buying equities, which is another common error. The simplest version of this tactic involves strolling down the street while keeping an eye out for cigar butts. Then you come upon a cigar that appears to be moist and in a terrible state. It was down to its last puff, yet as soon as you picked it up, you inhaled it and relished it. It is disgusting. Although you are welcome to do so, it is not required. Because it is so inexpensive, you smoke it quickly, but the result is a dry mouth and scratchy throat. Although it is possible to earn money doing it, you won't be able to earn much money doing it. Buying profitable businesses is a much easier alternative to think about. The fantastic company's most valuable commercial ally is time. Your wealth continues to expand as you continue to compound, and it continues to bring in additional business. Time, however, is the enemy of a subpar business. There are important opportunities in life that should be seized. We don't participate in many activities, but when we get the chance to do something that will benefit a large number of people, we can't pass it up. The biggest mistake of all is not doing it at all, which is just as bad as doing it, even on a small scale. You must take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to you, since there won't be 500 more opportunities like this one. Even when the market is rising, there is always a chance of losing money, and this is particularly true for equities. You would carefully consider each financial decision you made, which would lead to both outstanding and important decisions being made.